Jinwoo is left to die as a sacrificial lamb for the party members to exit the place successfully. The horror of how he witnesses and feels every inch of his own death haunts his soul in the deepest despair. With the unpredictable change of fate, Jinwoo manages to awaken a system. Then, he is given another chance to live according to the rules of the leveling system. Considering the fact that Jinwoo is the world's weakest hunter, will the awakened leveling system turn the tables for him? Get ready as we witness how Jinwoo faces all the challenges given to him by the solo leveling system. Jinwoo wakes up from his nightmare. Surprisingly, he wakes up in a hospital and wonders how he got there. When he gets back to his senses, he is shocked to see that he quickly checks his arms and his foot because he knows they got dismembered in the mysterious dungeon. He feels relieved that his body is still intact and starts wondering if everything that happened was just his dream. Not long after, Woo Jinchul, the manager of the Hunters Association surveillance team, arrived along with Kong Taeshik, making Jinwoo wonder what they needed from a loser like him. The two inform Jinwoo that he's been unconscious for 3 days. That said, he starts asking the whereabouts of Juhee and Mr. Song. They confirm that the two are alive, but Mr. Song lost his arm, which means he can no longer continue his job as a hunter. It is revealed that Juhee got extremely traumatized, so much so that she undergoes psychiatric treatment. They are not even sure if she will still go back to being a hunter after what happened. They further explained that there were only 6 survivors from the tragic double dungeon exploration. When the White Tiger Guild arrived to check the situation, none of the fallen hunters were seen except for Jinwoo. Hearing all that, Jinwoo felt extremely sad. Jinchul, on the other hand, speculates that Jinwoo might have miraculously survived because he has undergone a second awakening. Apparently, a hunter's power is determined upon awakening, and it never changes from that point. However, on rare occasions, some hunters can undergo a second awakening. Jinwoo gets very excited upon hearing that, hoping that he could upgrade to A rank or S rank hunter. Taeshik brings out a mana measuring device, and Jinwoo gets tested. When the process is completed, Jinwoo excitedly asks what the device says. To their surprise, his mana is only 10, which is the same level as ordinary civilians. They then inform him that their speculation turns out to be wrong because he doesn't seem to have any qualifications of someone with a second awakening. Soon enough, the two leave him alone, and Jinwoo wonders why they haven't asked him about the floating screen in front of him. Upon touching it, Jinwoo had a flashback of his last moment in the mysterious dungeon. Suddenly, his sister Jinna arrives, and she expresses her worries to him. After asking Jinna if she can see the floating screen, Jinwoo confirms to himself that he is the only one who can see it. That said, he asks his sister how she can trigger screen prompts in some RPG games, and the system opens its notification box. After that, Jinna left him to go to school. I'm really glad that Jinwoo is not a sister Khan. Meanwhile, the system informs Jinwoo that it is designed to improve his level, and failure to do the tasks for his level up would result in some penalty. Jinwoo thought it was nothing serious at all, so he decided to sleep instead of doing his tasks. On the other hand, Jinchul informs his boss that Jinwoo's case is not anything similar to the previous incidents. Elsewhere, a red-haired dude in a red suit invites a blonde girl named Miss Cha to be an instructor to some hunters, and to be honest, Miss Cha is kinda bad. When night arrives, another dungeon suddenly opens in the middle of the road, and Jinwoo's failure to complete his tasks results in a penalty. Out of nowhere, he gets teleported to a desert setting, where giant centipede sand monsters chase him down to death for 4 hours. Meanwhile, the nurses in the hospital start looking for him until his penalty quest is completed, and they find him again in his room. The very next morning, Jinwoo starts his level-up training with the system. Elsewhere, Juhee is contacted by a hunter, inviting him to be the healer in their party, but she refuses to accept it. However, when she learns that Jinwoo has regained his consciousness, she decides to visit him in the hospital. At the hospital, Juhee finds Jinwoo running around like he is training for Olympics or something. Meanwhile, it is revealed that the successful completion of his daily tasks gives Jinwoo 3 rewards, one of which is full recovery, which explains why he never gets tired of doing his training. Just like any RPG, Jinwoo leveling up means growth in his stats, which also hints he's gonna become OP as hell. Then, at his final daily quest reward, he receives an unknown key, and the news about a number of gates opening all around the city is broadcast nationwide. 4 years ago, Jinwoo's mom fell under a rare disease called eternal sleep disease, also known as final rest, which is a result of the opening of the gates in their world. The only way to keep the person with this rare disease is through life support. That said, Jinwoo forces himself to work harder to support his mother's hospitalization. All of a sudden, Jinwoo manages to awaken himself, so this means he can actually qualify as a hunter. considering the high pay for hunters. Jinwoo gets very excited to be one. Seems to be Jinwoo's get rich or die trying way to afford his mom's medication. Since then, he had to endure all the unfortunate situations that life has given him. He even forces himself to wear a smile despite the harsh words that his party members are telling him, and all he can do is apologize for being useless. His harsh memories bring back the anger he has been enduring all these times, so he decides to add his available points to his strength, enabling him to crush an apple with his bare hand. Determined to change his fate with his new leveling system, Jinwoo used the key he got from the system. A mysterious portal activates in a subway, where he inserts a key and enters it with determination to win the challenge of the system. Upon entering, the dungeon closes, locking Jinwoo inside. When he saw a random schoolgirl coming out, he realized that he was the only one who could not go outside unless his mission was completed. Although he is full of doubts about whether he can do it alone without a party or not, Jinwoo still decides to deal with it because he has no other choice. As he goes deeper into the instant's dungeon, his confidence is slowly declining. Suddenly, some goblins from the ceiling appear before him. Goblins are the weakest monsters in every dungeon, and considering the fact that Jinwoo is the world's weakest hunter, he is still having a hard time dealing with them. Jinwoo fervently continues clashing blades with the three aggressive goblins. They almost got the best of him, but Jinwoo was tired of being weak, so he starts lashing out his anger and successfully penetrates one of the goblins with his dagger. Jinwoo penetrates the second goblin's head with the help of Dagger-kun and beheads the third one with all of his might. Jinwoo feels exhausted, but for the first time in his life, he manages to win against some crappy goblins. However, the instant's dungeon is not just about weak goblins because, soon enough, a red wolf with metal fangs comes crushing the wall beside him. The wolf's eyes are gleaming with anger, and it is ready to devour him like there is no tomorrow. Jinwoo tries to retaliate by using Dagger-kun, but the red wolf monster shatters it like crispy Korean fried chicken. The wolf then slowly looks at Jinwoo, knowing that he has no more weapon to block its next attack. Jinwoo can sense the bloodlust of the red wolf monster known as the steel-fanged lichen, but he cannot do anything about it because his legs start shaking like they never had before. Fear has successfully swallowed him alive, and his horrible memories of the savage statues flash in his mind. The steel-fanged lichen starts charging towards Jinwoo's location, and it manages to graze his face with its sharp paws. Jinwoo is aware that there is no healer who can help him in that situation, not like before, so he knows that if he gets a serious injury, it's most definitely over for him. The steel-fanged lichen jumps over Jinwoo, and all he can do is watch in horror. Stay tuned for what happens next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.